to tell you, husband of a decade who I share a child with. I'm pregnant, but don't get excited because it's not yours. And also, the father is your friend, Simon Cowell, who I am madly in love with. Hey y'all, so I am genuinely interested to know, what is the psychology behind someone blowing up their entire lives in the name of following their hearts? Whew, let's get into it. All right, y'all, so we're gonna travel back in time. The year is 2013, right? Lauren Silverman, she's a socialite, she's a philanthropist, she's a woman of means, okay? She is pregnant with Simon Cowell's child. We all know Simon Cowell, X Factor Simon Cowell, American Idol judge Simon Cowell. The only problem with this is that Lauren is already married. She already has a son. She has her own family dynamic going on. And to make it even worse, Simon is her husband's friend. Hey, in heaven's name, are we talking about this in 2026? Well, you can thank Miss Lauren for that. Miss Lauren went on a podcast, the Happy Mom podcast, and she spilled her own tea. And so we're going to talk about it today. I'm actually going to read some direct quotes, and we're gonna get into some things about that and see if we can't get to the bottom of this. Okay, let's get into the article. Simon Cowell's fiance, Lauren Silverman, I want you to pay attention to the fact that she's still his fiance, and it's been 12 years, but I'm gonna digress. Simon Cowell's fiance, Lauren Silverman, is opening up about the time she found out she was pregnant with their child while she was still married. The entrepreneur, 48, revealed on the Happy Mom podcast on Tuesday, June 16th, that her pregnancy with her and Simon's now 12-year-old son, Eric, was one of the hardest times of my life because it led to the end of her first marriage. Okay, so that's like a self-imposed hardship. So one that you chose to have. Okay, we're gonna keep reading. Okay, emotions that went with that, I imagine. Because it was the end of my marriage, obviously, said Lauren. It was one of the hardest times of my life because I don't want to say regretful, because I don't regret anything. Do I wish it had happened a different way? Of course I do. Okay, so this part I don't like. You don't want to say regretful, but you wish that it happened a different way. But we all have free will. You and Simon, you guys chose to not have it. You guys chose for it to go this way. You chose to have an affair. You chose to sneak behind your husband's back. You know what I mean? Like you guys put these actions into motion. I don't know, that just sounds a little double-minded to me. But we're gonna keep going. She continued, but I think everything happens for a reason. It was just one of those moments where I knew it was right. And that was what I wanted. And that Simon was the person I wanted to spend my life with. And so, however we got there, I just believe that it was meant to be. Not a fan of the hippy dippy, we were meant to be, it was fate, it was destiny, it was God, it was the stars, the moon, the cosmos put the plan together for this love to bloom. No, I don't believe that. If you're married and you take on vows and you say, I'm with this person in sickness and health, and rich for richer and for poor, so on and so forth, it's a conscious decision for you to step outside your situation and to have an affair with your husband's friend that results in the birth of a child. You know, there's many other ways that you could handle this, besides getting pregnant by another man. I just, people can absolve themselves of responsibility and just lay it on fate's doorstep like, well, it was gonna happen anyways, like it was meant to happen. It just so happened that we just blew up our entire lives, rearranged our family dynamics, hurt people, broke people's hearts, put me outside of the home with my kid and made it a co-parenting back and forth situation. My child is now experiencing the trauma of going through a divorce. And, you know, it's just, I don't know, Lauren, I don't know. But okay, we're gonna keep going. Lauren and Simon, 66. So that's like a 15-year age gap right there, welcomed their son Eric on February 14th, 2014. Well, isn't that precious? On Valentine's Day. The couple sparked romance I can't talk. The couple sparked romance rumors in May 2012, which were confirmed the following year after sources told people they were expecting their first child together. Okay, see, that's messed up. So people already thought in 2012 that there was something going on between these two. The divorce wasn't even put into place until July 2013. So what's that about? Excuse me, her divorce was finalized from real estate mogul Andrew Silverman in 2013. Okay. So we sneaking and geeking. See, this is what I'm talking about. Okay. Lauren and her ex-husband, Andrew Silverman, with whom she shares a 20-year-old son named Adam, filed for divorce shortly after the news of her pregnancy broke. Oof. Y'all, I know Drew. I know Andrew was sicker than a mofo. So you mean to tell me, like, you're going to sit me down, you're going to look me in my eyes, and you're going to say, hey, I have something to tell you, husband of a decade who I share a child with. I'm pregnant, but don't get excited because it's not yours. And also, the father is your friend, Simon Cowell, who I am madly in love with, and I want to start a new family with, like a new life. Honey, this is how people end up on Snapped. This is how people end up, on the live, all types of things. Because if my husband came home and broke some news to me like that, like, hey babe, I got another girl pregnant, she your coworker, she your church friend, she your best friend, okay, you got until I can walk to this closet, put my shoes on and lace them up to find your way out of this house. And you better hope and pray that I don't catch you, because I don't know what I'm going to say and I don't know what I'm going to do to you, because this level of betrayal this is a lot. This is too much. And the fact that Andrew was a real estate mogul, that told me he had money, he had bread. So what was Simon, like, what kind of bug was Simon putting in her ear? That's what I want to know. Was it on some, like, love, your husband's always traveling, leaving you behind with your kid, you get with me, we're gonna travel the world together, love. It's just gonna be you and me and Adam. I'll make a great stepfather. Always wanting to have a son, just like, he not treating you right. When he comes to my side of the wood, my neck of the woods, he's always messing around with these scallywags and things. So I would do right by you, love. Fast forward, fiance of 12 years. Okay. All right. Anyways, we're going to keep reading. When I got divorced, it wasn't a great situation at all. It was terrible, Lauren said on the podcast. I feel really proud to say that we are many years past that point. My ex and I, we do have a very nice relationship. Okay. As much as I wish I could go back and take away the hurt and take away the pain that it caused for my ex-husband and for Adam, it happened, she continued. So shout out to her ex-husband. He's obviously a very forgiving man, has to be a man of faith, to be able to move past this level of betrayal and just still be able to co-parent with her. That's the bright side in all of this. Lauren said she didn't get to experience the joy of being pregnant with her son Eric. I was in fight or flight mode because there was so much interest in what was happening. I was just trying not to fall apart. Everywhere I went, it was just the way that people would look at me. I was on the cover of every magazine and there were news stories about it. It was just awful. She said, I felt like, okay, this happened. I'm a big girl. I've got to suck it up and get on it. Get on with it. And whatever's coming at me, I deserve it. I'll take it, and I'll just keep my head down. And that's what I really did for a long time. So let's go back to blowing up your life. So all of this scrutiny, which Simon deserves a good share of this, at least half of the responsibility, but we know that's not going to happen. You're the woman. You're the one who are married. You're the one who we can physically see pregnant at that time. So she probably got the brunt of it. But you're willing to go through all that discomfort, all that scrutiny, all the judgment, because you guys were meant to be together. Like, being with him meant that much to you that you would cause yourself this much pain and discomfort, and being scrutinized during your pregnancy where you're already like emotionally, physically, spiritually vulnerable. Okay. Then, okay, it just goes on and on. She talks about how Simon was really emotional when their son was born, and you know how that was just a beautiful time in her life, and she'll never forget that moment, and how becoming a father completely changed Simon's life. There are comments on this People post, and she's getting dragged. She's getting dragged for her life. Here's one I want to read. I should put it on the screen. She continued, but I think everything happens for a reason. It was just one of those moments where I knew it was right, and that was what I wanted, and that Simon was the person I wanted to spend my life with. And so however we got there, I just believed that it was meant to be. The person quoted her and said, "No, it was not right. It was wrong. Adultery is always wrong. You say you don't regret anything. I doubt that. I hope your husband was able to find happiness." Obviously, Lauren and Simon are not the first people to blow up their lives. They are one of many people who are willing to risk everything for the person that they are in love with, or to follow their heart. But I really wish we would stop calling it that, because in reality, all it is having a lack of self-control, not considering the feelings and emotions of people closest to you, and really being selfish is what it is. You're making a choice. It's not up to the stars. It's not up to the cosmos. This is a conscious choice that you've made. And here Lauren is 12 years later, and Simon made her a longtime girlfriend, and now she's a forever fiance. And if that was worth it to her, then so be it. My advice is, if you know you're someone who struggles with staying faithful, if you know you're someone who only is loyal to your partner when things are going good, then don't get married. And if for whatever reason your heart is no longer in it, communicate that to your partner instead of being dishonest and creating a whole nother family unit, a whole nother child behind their backs. Let me know what you guys think, and if you guys have experienced any situations like this in your family or within your circle. Peace.